It's the time of the year when FFA annual reports are coming due. For this year, the report will be due on June 1st. This report is a Bulletin 741 requirement. It's extremely critical that these are completed each year because it provides the state association with statistics related to membership, courses being taken, FFA participation, and other useful data that we use during our business and industry visits and our visits with Department of Education and other government agencies. So for this year, in order to access the report, it's the same as previous years. You're going to go to the national website, ffa.org, and here on the top, you're going to go to Dashboard, and you're going to click on Teachers Advisors. Once your dashboard opens, you're going to scroll down to the left, and you're going to click on Manage Chapter Profile. Once you do that, if you're not currently logged into the website, you're going to click on Login. You're going to use your normal ffa.org credentials in order to log into the site. And you'll log in. Once the site is pulled up, you'll see your chapter here at the top. I'm logged on to Springfield's roster at the moment. You're going to scroll down to the left and you're going to click on Annual Report Data. This is going to pull up your annual report for this year. You're going to have to click through each of these tabs located along the top of the report and fill in each of them that are applicable to your school. So you're going to start with the AF&R pathways. As in previous years, all of the possible courses in ag education in Louisiana are listed. You're going to be entering the number of students enrolled in each course, regardless of whether or not those students are duplicated. So, for example, if you have a student who's in Ag 1 and is also enrolled in this animal science class, you would count that student for both of these. So I'm going to just put in some numbers here to make up. Let's say I've got 80 kids in Ag 1, I've got 50 in Ag 2, 30 in Ag 3. And let's say that I've got some NCCR courses, so I'll scroll down. Let's say that I've got an NCCR carpentry course with 15 students, and I've got an NCCR welding course. We'll pick this one, so I've got 15 students in that one. As you enter those students, they're going to start populating down here in this gray box. So by the time you're done, you should be able to look at your course rosters, and the number listed here should match what's on your course rosters. Again, this can be a duplicated number. Once you enter those, you're going to go here and enter the number of students in your program who have an SAE. Every student in your program should have an SAE. You're going to enter that number here, and then you'll enter the number of ag teachers in your program. So you could have 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't believe any of our programs have more than 4 teachers. So you would enter that number. Once you're completely finished with this first tab, it's extremely critical that you click Save. If you don't click Save, you're going to lose the information on the tab. So you can click Save at the bottom, or you can scroll back to the top and you can click Save at the top. When you click Save, you're going to get a green bar. It's going to pop up on the top of your report. So you can see here it says the annual report has been successfully updated. That means that this data is there. Make sure you include all of your data and click Save. Once you're finished with this one, you'll move on to the enrollment tab. Now there's a few ways you can fill this one out. You can click on this button, Reload Roster Data. It's going to pull your current roster information from your FFA.org roster. And so it should update what you have. Now again, at Springfield, there's no middle schoolers. So when I go over to the high school grades, once the roster is there, it will populate. Now, if you're not populating this way, you're going to have to hand enter students into the roster. So for example, if you start with grade 9, you're going to have to go by gender and by race and ethnicity for each one. So for example, how many Black non-Hispanic males do you teach in 9th grade? How many Pacific Islander males do you teach in 9th grade? How many white males do you teach in 9th grade? Then you do the same thing for female. You're going to have to enter those. These cannot be duplicated. So this is your unduplicated number. How many physical human beings do you teach per grade level, by gender, by race and ethnicity? For each grade level, enter the data and click save. Enter the data, click save. Once you finish with one grade, you can move to the next one. Again, enter your data, click save. As you're entering data into this enrollment page, the number here in gray is going to start to populate. It's going to pull from the numbers that are being entered into your enrollment roster. You'll get a number here in gray. When you're completely finished, the number in gray should be the total number of unduplicated students in your course. In order to finish this tab, you have to click on this white box, that the last one that says total number of unduplicated students enrolled in agricultural education program, and you have to hand enter the same number that's listed in this gray box. That's a check to make sure that you know that that is your unduplicated number. So again, once you populate all the members into these columns for each grade level, this gray box will update. When you're completely done, you have to hand enter in this white box the same number that's in the gray box. And that's going to be the check to ensure that your enrollment is correct. Again, once you finish, click save. You're going to go on to leadership. Now on the leadership tab, you have two options here to enter. These are a little confusing, so pay close attention to it. This leadership training, this refers to our state FFA convention. I asked National FFA to change these headings this year. These are standard from state to state, and not every state calls their event a convention, so this was the best they could do for us. So again, this leadership training is the state FFA convention. This also refers to the convention for last year. So I understand that this might be possibly something you can't fill out this year. If you know how many students participated in last year's virtual convention, you're going to enter that number here on the state tab. For leadership camp, this is our area camp. So under the area column, you would enter the number of students who participated in the virtual camp last summer. So again, this was our virtual convention back in August, how many students participated. Our virtual leadership camp last July, how many students participated, click save. Then you'll move on to CDEs. On the CDE tab, you're going to go to each individual event. These are all the events available in Louisiana. The local, district, area, and state level, you're just going to enter the number of students from your chapter that participated in each event at each level. You'll complete that, hit save, and you'll move on to LDEs. You'll do the same thing here. These are all the LDEs in Louisiana. How many of your students participated in each level of competition? Fill this out, hit save, move on to proficiency awards. Same process here. These are all the proficiency awards. We're wrapping that up right now. How many students participated in each level? The full list is here. Enter it, hit save. Then you move to Ag Science Fair. Same thing again. How many students? Now this is going to be for last year's Ag Science Fair, so the one that we did last summer. How many students participated in each level of the Ag Science Fair from last summer? You'd enter that information, hit save. Once you finish with the Ag Science Fair tab, that's it. There is no more information. Enter this reports tab will allow you to print reports from previous years. But when you are completely finished with all of the tabs and everything looks good, go back, check it. You're going to hit submit. Once you hit submit, it submits to the state level. All of these boxes get grayed out. You can't enter any more information unless we unlock it for you. Again, this is extremely important that we fill these annual reports out every year. If you have any questions about the process, always know that you are free to contact our office.